Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to make this two-tone dress, which you can customize to make a top, a short dress, or a long dress, a crop top. It's up to you. I love two-tone things and it's very easy to make. You just make two rectangles and join together. So let's begin.
So if you're going to make two-tone like the one I made, you got in the two colors. I went with this red and this gold, but you can make it one color, it's up to you. And then a 4mm, I'm using double knit yarn, so I went with a 4mm hook to make it a bit more lighter, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and tape. The tape you need for making the measurements. So I'm just going to make a sample here for you, and then we'll explain what you need to do. In terms of measurements, it will depend on whether you're making a top or a dress. So let's start with the top. If you're making a top, you're going to need your chest measurement, divide that by 4. Then you're going to need your sleeve circumference, divide that by 2, and then you're going to need the depth of the front opening, whatever you want it to be. I normally just go for the same measurement as this. So if my sleeve measurement is 14, I divide that by 2, it will be 7. I'll use that as a depth opening. But if you want a deeper opening, you can add or whatever. Then the length, you're going to need the length of how you want your top to be. So this top, as I said, this pattern is customizable to be a top or a dress. So you can make it cropped, you can make it to the waist, you can make it to the hips, right? Whichever length you want. And this will be the number of stitches that you're going to make. So once you have your length from your shoulder to wherever you want your dress to be, multiply that by 2. All right, so let's say your length at the front is 18 inches, multiply that by 2 to get the length, and this will be the number of stitches that you're going to make. And then if you're making a dress, right, you can use your hip measurement, divide that by 4. You're still going to need your sleeve and divide that by 2. You're still going to need the depth or front, right, whatever you want to be. And then the length will be the length of how you want your dress to be, long or short. So you measure from your shoulder to your length and then multiply that by 2. This will determine the number of stitches that you're going to make. So to begin, we're going to make a foundation, a single crochet foundation row, because it's going to be long, and the length of your foundation row should be the length you want your item to be. So if it's your top, the length, whether it's cropped waist, just above the hip, or the dress, whatever length you want, that will be the size of your chain. If you can't make a foundation chain, I recommend you make a chain in multiples of 3 plus 2 and work a row of single crochet. Then measure your length. So don't measure your length based on the chain. Work the first row of single crochet and then measure the length. That is if you can make a single crochet foundation row. But I'm going to work a single crochet foundation row, and this is just a sample. So you make a chain based on what you're working with. I am a medium, but I'm short. Okay, so I worked 217 stitches. So multiples of 3 plus 1 to 217. but I'm just going to show you here as a sample. So the foundation row, how I work it is I make a slip knot, then I work chain 3, 1 2 3. Okay, then I'm going to, this is a foundation single crochet, right? Then I set my hook in the first chain, yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 1 loop. You have 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through both loops. Then then the next stitch, I'm going to go at the back here. You see these 2 loops at the back here. You insert your hook through both loops, yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 1. You have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. And that's how you're going to work the foundation chain until you have your number of stitches. The good thing about working this is if you can easily adjust your chain without having to undo all of your work or keep recounting. So the third one will be the same through the 2 back loops, yarn over and pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Through both loops, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2. Through both loops, pull through, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2. So you can see this is a row of single crochet. So you're not working a chain and coming back on all that and all that. But as I said, if you can't do this, people struggle to get a hang of this, make a chain in multiple 3 plus 2, and then single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, and single crochet all the stitches until you have the number of stitches you're finished, and then measure the length. Okay, so I'm just going to continue with this, and with my foundation row. As I said, this is just a sample, so I'm just going to work 22 stitches, okay, just to show you. So I'm now done with my foundation row. As I said, it's a sample. So your foundation row, the first row of foundation row of single crochet, or your first row of single crochet, will be your length from shoulder to whatever length you want. Multiply that by 2. I'm just making a sample, but for the one that I made that you saw at the beginning, I made 217 stitches. You're going to chain 1 and turn. So we're going to start with a double crochet in the same stitch, right? And then skip 2. In the third stitch, work a single crochet. Then chain 3, 1 2 3. Then work a double crochet in the same stitch. Skip 2, 1 2. Work a single crochet in the next stitch. Then chain 3, 1 2 3, and then work a double crochet in the same stitch. And this is the pattern until you have 1 stitch left. So let's work it together 2 more times. Skip 2, 1 2. In the third stitch, single crochet. Then chain 3, 1 2 3, and then work a double crochet in the same stitch. Skip 2, 1 2, single crochet in the third stitch. Then chain 3, 1 2 3, then double crochet in the same stitch, and continue until the end of the row. And so you have 3 stitches left at the end. Skip the 2 and work a double crochet in the very last stitch. Then chain 1 and turn. That is row 2. Now we're going to do row 3. Row 3, you're going to start with a single crochet, and then in the chain space that we made this chain 3, you're going to single crochet in the chain space, then chain 3, 1 2 3, and then double crochet in the same chain space. Go into the next chain space, single crochet, then chain 3, 1 2 3, and then work a double crochet into the chain space, single crochet, then chain 3, 1 2 3, then work a double crochet, and continue until you have worked through all the chain spaces, right? 1 2 3, double crochet, and you now have this single crochet and the double crochet you made at the beginning. So you just work, you skip the single crochet and work a double crochet, a single crochet in the last stitch. That's row 3. Row 4, chain 1 and turn, and we're going to work a double crochet. This pattern is a repetition of row 3 and 4. The only difference is one row starts with a double crochet and the other row starts with a single crochet. So you start with a double crochet, then the chain space, single crochet, chain 3, 1 2 3, and work a double crochet. In the chain space, single crochet, chain 3, 1 2 3, then work a double crochet, single crochet, chain 3, 1 2 3, then work a double crochet, and continue until the end of the row. And in the last stitch, you're going to work a double crochet. So the rest of the pattern is repeating row 3 and 4, row 3 and 4, and you're going to work row 3 and 4 until you get this measurement, your chest measurement divided by 4, or your hip measurement divided by 4. Then work 2 pieces of this, and then you're going to come back and we're going to join the 2 pieces together. When you're done as well with your piece, don't cut your yarn, because we're going to use it to close, to finish, start finishing off and joining. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to work my pieces, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to now finish and join the pieces. So I'm now done with my 2 pieces, and I was working vertically. And now this is a quarter of my chest. I worked 24 rows for a size for a chest measurement of 35, right? So you can see that's a quarter, and that's about 9 inches, which is fine. So I've made my 2 pieces, this one and this one. It's 2. Now it's time to join them. So the first thing, I've already done this one side just to demonstrate. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to identify the depth that you want for your chest. Remember, we talked about the depth of the front, and this is my depth. I want it to be low cut. See, so it's about 9 inches, but you can make it as long or as short as you want, and then you're going to put a stitch mark on it. So you're going to fold your piece in half like this, and then you're going to count the clusters of what you want. I won't bother counting this here, just count the clusters based on the depth that I want. So I want the depth of about 9 inches, so that's about 19 clusters. So 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 here, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10, and then you put a stitch marker. I don't know if my stitch marker, so I'm just gonna use some leftover yarn. Make sure you're marking exactly, otherwise your piece will be skewed like this. 9, and so I'm 19. That's my depth. So just make sure that you have an equal number on both sides. If you have an odd number, then the extra one will be like the fold. If you have an even number, you just work with an even number. So it will just depend what you want, but just make sure you have the same number of stitches on both sides. Then, as I said, don't cut your yarn when you're done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work a row of single crochet from the end to where we have the stitch marker, because that's where we're going to join, and we want the join to be neat. So having a row of single crochet just helps with that. So work a row of single crochet, and how you're going to work it is you're going to chain one, work a single crochet in the same stitch. Remember, we're now we're sort of continuing, so this is like your last row. Work a row of single crochet, then remember that double crochet you worked in, work another single crochet in there, and then in the chain 3 you work 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Then in the single crochet you work a single crochet, in the double crochet you work a single crochet, and in the chain space you work 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then single crochet you work a single crochet, in the double crochet you work a single crochet, and in the chain space you work 2 single crochets, single crochet, a single crochet, double crochet, a single crochet, and in the chain space you work 2 single crochets, and you're going to continue until you get to the stitch marker. We're not joining, we're just working a single crochet in each end. Once you get to the end, cut your yarn and do the same on the other side. I've already done for this other piece, as you can see, that row of single crochet, if you can see that row of single crochet. So I've already done this, so I'm going to finish on this side and then work on the other side. Make sure you have the same number of stitches. So I'm going to finish off camera, then I'm going to come back and we're going to start join. And now we're going to join the two pieces together. So to join, fold your piece into two. That's the first thing you're going to do. And then the first thing you're going to do is mark where you want your sleeve to be. Okay, so I'm just going to measure from the top 7 inches and count how many stitches that is. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 20 21 22 23 24 25, right? 26. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 23 24 25. Okay, so I'll put my stitch marker here. And then I count 25 stitches on the other side. So this is a 26th stitch, will be the corner, and I just count 25 stitches on the other side. 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. See, I just use my stitch marker to pull through there, and I'll do the same with this piece, and then on the other side 25 as well. So we're going to join from here to the end. So I'm going to start by joining from here to the stitch marker. So I join my yarn, I've joined my yarn, and then working through both loops. So I'm going to join from here to the stitch marker. So I start in the first stitch, chain one. I'm going to use a single crochet to join. And I just make slip through, chain one, and work a single crochet in the same stitch, right? And then you're going to single crochet through both loops. You can join anywhere you want, anywhere you feel like. I'm just gonna do the single crochet join. Okay, yeah, single crochet through both loops. So you're going to insert your hook through the two loops on the one side, and then through the two loops on the other side, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through two. So through the two loops on this side, and then through the two loops of the other side, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through two. That's the join. Let's do it one more time. Through two loops on both sides, pull through, yarn over and pull through two, and continue until you have reached your stitch marker. Then cut your yarn and weave it in, and this will be your sleeve opening. And once you're done with the one piece, do the same with the other piece, then come back, and then we're going to join the front. So I'll see you when I'm done with both my pieces. So now I'm done joining the two sides, and that's my sleeve opening, okay, for both pieces. So now, see, for both pieces, that's the wrong side and that's the right side. So now we're going to join the two pieces together. So with your work on the wrong side, where you were joining, yeah, on the wrong side, so this will be the, you can choose, you can decide. One side will be the front and the other side will be the back. So we're going to join like this. So you're laying them the right front facing each other like this. And you know where we did the single crochet at the front, I would find that and then join to keep your work stable, or you can use stitch markers, whatever you have. So just do that to keep your work stable, so it's not moving around as you're working. And do the same on the other side. I'm gonna, okay. And then the bottom here. So you can pick any color that you want between the two. that you want to use for joining, we're still going to use the single crochet. So pick a color. I am going with the gold. Okay, I'm gonna go with the gold, but you can pick either the gold or you can pick either one of the colors, it doesn't matter, and use it for joining. So I'm gonna attach my yarn here. I'm just gonna make a note. Okay. I'm gonna join from here to where we've ended the single crochet, and I'm going to use the single crochet to join. So once again, you slip through the first stitches of both sides, and you're working on the wrong side. Remember, you're working on the wrong side. Just check and make sure that you're working on the wrong side. Chain one, single crochet in the same stitch, and then single crochet through both sides until you get to the joint, and then you're going to do the same for the back until you're done. If you reach this far, thank you for watching. It really does make a difference, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications. I post videos every Sunday and sometimes a bonus video during the week, so you don't want to miss that. So for the very last part is we're going to work a row of single crochet at the bottom just to make it look nice and neat. I left it to the end to make sure that I've joined everything, and I'm going to use the two colors for each side. So I'm going to join my yarn here. Let me start with the gold. I'll only work the gold side, then I'll join my yarn and work on the red side as well. So let me just join my yarn. Just gonna work a row of single crochet on the both side, making sure I'm not working on the red side, right? So chain one, single crochet in the same stitch. And how we're going to work it is, remember we have a double crochet row and a single crochet row. So you have a single crochet row, you work a single crochet. Where you have a double crochet row, you work two single crochets. And where you have a single crochet row, you work a single crochet, and where you have a double crochet, you work two single crochets, and then single crochet, then two single crochets in the double crochet row, and you're going to continue until here. Then you're going to cut your yarn and do the same on the other side. This is optional. If you're happy with how it looks at the bottom, you can leave it like that, but for me, I want it to look neat. And for the very last thing, I would recommend you block your work. Because of the joints, it pulls your work and it doesn't look nice. So I always block my work, I always block my clothes, because it just look so much better. And once you're done with this, you're done. You can cut your yarn and weave in the rest of the ends that you haven't weaved in.